Today we're going to uncover some of the scams that happens during festive season and has happened over the last few months.
Festive season is on and so are the scammers ready. So you will see that the scams are going to jump 40 to 50%. They are ready out there to empty your pockets, save your money and celebrate your festivals safely.
Now there is a term where people can lend their face. For example, they don't necessarily have to go to a particular ad shoot or anything. Their faces can be used for print ads. Yeah, and they're just changing their faces, like their clothing or whatever.
Right.
But they have literally just, it's like face on rent.
What we should do is we should ask users and our audience to at least tell one scam story to their parents and their friends. Because if you tell a story, you're aware. Next time somebody sends somebody a request like this, they will say, oh, I had heard a story like this on IVM podcast,
Yeah.
Man vs. Scam.
Hi, I'm Utkarshica and I have
Brijesh Singh.
try to be a little more excited. Anyway, I'm very happy because festive season is here and so are the scammers and so are the deals. So I focus on deals and I'm here for you to focus on scams. Today we're going to uncover some of the scams that happens during festive season and has happened over the last few months and would continue until at least Christmas. So please be safe, hear us out. We will tell you a lot more interesting stories.
Yes, festive season is on and so are the scammers ready. So you will see that the scams are going to jump 40 to 50%. They are ready out there to empty your pockets, save your money and celebrate your festivals safely.
And if you really want to give money to scammers, just reach out to me. I'm not the scammer, but I could use some of the deals and free gifts. Thank you.
So tell me, how do you differentiate between, a receive and pay request on UPI? Because that is a method, you were talking before the
Sure.
episode that scammers are using this method now. That they send you a link which actually, and they tell you that you are going to receive money, but actually they deduct. How does that happen?
So let me tell you. So,
Happened with you?
no, not really.
How did that happen?
No, not really, but really. So, no. So from a paying perspective, first, crib and cry that you have to pay to someone. And second is you have a UPI code that you have to set anyway, right? So when you're paying someone, you have to enter the amount and then it will redirect you to a place where you will have to enter the UPI pin that you have set up.
On your app.
Right? Yeah, on the app. And that is how you pay. But when you have to receive the money, you don't have to, when after this episode, when you decide to pay me, I don't have to put in my PIN. Okay, you are the one who, I can make a request, but you are the one who's supposed to follow the same process of adding the amount, like 1,000 lakhs and maybe crores.
IVM podcast, you are listening to a request. No. Send her a link, please. You just have to install an IVM app, which we are making right now.
So we were talking about all the money that you're going to give me.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is add your PIN. But me as a receiver is not supposed to add any PIN that is for my account, because why will it be debited? It's simple. लॉजिक सिंपल है ना. अगर जब आप ATM में जाते हो तो जब आप कार्ड when you go to the ATM and then you go through the whole process कि आप कार्ड इंसर्ट कर रहे हो और फिर आप अपना पिन डाल रहे हो, बट पैसे लेने के लिए कभी अपना पिन डाला है? मतलब किसी और से, खुद दूसरे के अकाउंट में, बाजू वाले के अकाउंट से कभी भेजा?
In the sense, if somebody is sending money to you, तब पिन नहीं डालने की जरूरत है.
हाँ, बिल्कुल नहीं है.
आपको जब पैसे देने हैं तब पिन डालना है.
हाँ.
इसका
Now
मतलब
you know the process.
Yes.
You good to give me the money
I have
then.
learned it. Yes.
You're good. Okay.
I'm making that app for you
Okay.
now.
I know the apps where I can
facilitate,
make the request.
payments, you need to just एक छोटा सा ऐप है, उसको आप डाउनलोड कर लीजिए, उससे फैसिलिटेट हो जाएगा.
But you know what? Let me give you a recent example. Ganesh Chaturthi के time पे there is a businessman in Andheri. There were a lot of online shops, मिठाई के shops, right? People are as is lazy, मिठाई की दुकान में भीड़ होती है. So he found this website and this shop, Mithaiwala something, okay? And he ordered approximately 4,000 की मिठाई, है ना? Once he sent the money, he never got the delivery, okay? Then he started following up. Then this guy said, okay, you know what? I'm going to send you the code and refund your money. He said the code is 29485. Okay. And the code was not OTP. He asked him to enter that code on Google Pay.
Oh God.
That is the amount that got debited, because he's not saying 29,485, he's saying 29485.
Oh, damn bad.
Right? And that is how you receive. And this goes back to the question what you asked, right? कि receive करने के लिए हमें पिन डालना पड़ता है क्या? नहीं.
फिर से मिठाई नहीं मिली.
नहीं, मिठाई भी नहीं मिली, पैसे भी चले गए, और उसके एंड इमेजिन ही हैड अ फ्रेंड जिसने उसको 45,000 रुपीज और दिए कि यार ये in totality he lost about 1.3 odd lakhs.
Oh goodness.
For what mithai? It sounds like a very expensive mithai to me.
Yes, the most expensive mithai per kg.
But imagine, like, these are very nuances of little things, right? Something that you and I use on a day-to-day basis. Right? In this situation, मतलब ये parents को पता होना, for our friends to know कि यार there are things which are just common sense.
I think what we should do is we should ask users and our audience to at least tell one scam story to their parents and their friends. Because if you tell a story, you're aware. Next time somebody sends somebody a request like this, they will say, oh, I had heard a story like this on IVM podcast, Man versus Scam. Remember this?
Nice, subtle integration, I must tell you, very subtle.
I know, not so subtle now, but
not so subtle now. Oh, it's because I highlighted it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you know what? I get so many parcels just bringing back to me, because why not? So
that's why you're Scamster's favorite, right?
So this entire week, right, I had at least minimum 2 parcels coming in. So many. And I can send you a picture. We have like a whole stack of parcels at home of Amazon and different apps. Now, the thing is that, of course, they're calling me for OTPs. It is for, and I think I had covered this in the past, that my authenticators are my dogs, because they bark anytime someone's on the door. So if I ask the OTP guy that, are you really at home? And he will say yes, and then my dogs are barking in the background, that means yes. But not everyone's lucky to have dogs, right? So they
should get dogs.
For those peasants and poor people.
Yep.
You have to be very careful of where the OTP is coming from. Let's say it's coming not, and a lot of them have now started coming on like delivery, shadow fax. These are coming on WhatsApp. Right? So it's very important for you to know whether or not that is verified. There is 2 folds, right? If it is coming from an unknown number, some link is there, they're asking if you have taken cash on delivery. Imagine someone's asking you to click a link and make the payment, where you're not in front of them, and they just have to put the parcel and this goes back to the amount of shopping that we do during festive season, because everyone's happy, everyone's going to splurge money on themselves and others, if you can listen, and that is very, very scary, that if you share OTP with people, if you click on the links for payments, you have to be very careful of whether or not these are verified channels, verified business accounts on WhatsApp. Very, very critical. And the second part of this is, what is it when you receive a parcel, all your information is right out there, right from your phone number to your address to your first name, last name. True. Which is pretty scary. Imagine all those parcels, you're too busy taking out anything that is inside, but to dispose the theli jisme wo aata hai is so important.
True.
Right? Cutting it off, it's like throwing away your debit card.
True.
Without cutting it. It's literally like that, because you're giving away your information to someone who's probably going to pick it up from your kachra or someplace else, right?
It's a very important point you made, that a lot of QR codes contain personal information. So somebody had demonstrated that if you take the boarding pass, like after we travel, we discard our boarding pass. So somebody could basically read a lot of information from the boarding passes just by scanning the QR codes.
Yeah.
Not only that, somebody had demonstrated that by reading the QR code, they could get into PNR. From their PNR, they could get into the loyalty account, or those points which airlines give you, which I don't know what happens to them, but you get those points which you can redeem, and they say that they'll upgrade you, but they never upgrade you. Poor economy class people.
Right,
but,
right.
So it's very important, as you said, is to dispose anything which contains your personal identity, like QR codes, to dispose them very properly and to see to it that they are not left in a complete form, because they can be scanned again and again.
And you know what? That brings me to a point where, have you seen, and maybe you have not, but my generation people, a lot
I
of
know.
them, they just post their boarding passes on Instagram stories. Oh, I am traveling,
Yeah.
and their QR codes or
Their PNR.
their PNR is right there. And there has been multiple times where I have, if I'm following someone and I see that, I literally tell them that just remove it or hide it, right?
Yes.
Just don't put it out there. But it's very interesting. So there was a Reddit story that happened where this girl who was supposed to go out with her girlfriends outside, and for some reason her friends decided कि इसको नहीं लेके जाएंगे हम, but these girls went ahead and did all of that. Now the guy was so cute, and actually it's a very sweet and petty thing to do. The guy saw the stories of these girls, but उन्होंने ना boarding pass डाले थे. So not just that, so what he did, he got all the details, and usually people book return tickets. He went ahead, called up the airline, cancelled their tickets. Okay, he was like, how can someone do this to my girl? Okay, and like their trip was cancelled. They did not have a return ticket, and airlines had cancelled everything because he got all the information just by those
PNR numbers.
But I mean, this is a very cute petty revenge I would probably like if someone does it for me, but
to her.
not to me. I'm not that petty. And second, I would never post like a boarding pass.
Wonderful.
Okay,
Wonderful.
Right? So I hope I don't. Yeah.
When you take selfie, it would be on your table. We'll zoom it.
And smart. Actually, that's really it is
it's
scary.
possible.
It
So
is
you
pretty
pass on a
scary.
lot of information in any normal pictures also.
Yeah.
You pass on a lot of information because there would be documents lying there. There would be identity, any kind of identity which would be lying there. I remember in one particular case we were, wanting to identify somebody and we couldn't. Finally, the person was wearing something, kind of this straps that you wear. On that strap, when we improved the photo again and again, we could find out the institution. From there, then that person could be located. It was some criminal or somebody. So very small cues in your identity, small cues in your photograph can give away your location, give away where you are, give away what you're up to.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of people during Diwali, they go back home, right? And especially in tier 1 city, a lot of people are from the other cities and they go back home. It's very important that we have seen that to save money, sometimes they are not booking from authorized websites or applications, right? They're going the easiest way, cheapest flights available,
Right.
or they're going to those places, and when they reach the airport, they're realizing that the ticket does not exist.
Does not exist. Right.
Does not exist. So save some pennies. You just have to be so careful. It's not just like you're losing out money, but imagine not being able to go back home.
Yes, to your
or
loved ones.
also that when you have entered or gone to a website that probably has malware in it, like it's just little things about yourself. You're putting your data out there. You're putting your card information in there. There are so many things, these little cues that we tend to overlook during most of our times because we're just so much in a hurry and we want the best of the outcome.
So, one small trick for this, something called these homomorphic attacks, where somebody, let's say for Amazon, they would write AMAZ0.
Typosquatting.
Typosquatting, right? If somebody can do this, you actually should read it carefully and say it aloud. Sometimes when you say it aloud, you would be able to kind of see the difference, that it is not exactly spelled that same way or that there's a small change in the spelling. One more trick that you can do is that if you get any offer like this, cheap tickets or something like that, open it in 2 parallel tabs. Go to the official website, check it on the parallel tab, and if there's a great price difference like more than 25%, most likely it's a scam.
But you know what? It's not just cloning the websites, and I'll come back to Typosquats, right? But it's not just cloning website, it's creating another domain altogether.
Yes.
With a new company. The company is not, let's say,
Not
Make My
existing.
Trip or Go Ivibo or some of these are, and not even Skyscanner. I know a lot of people were for the longest time were scared of Skyscanner, but so many other websites, so many other domains just comes up, right, during these festive season and then goes off immediately after that, right?
Oh, that's a very important point you made. Now, when investigators want to find out, these are things which are, put on domains for 36 hours. So that site, that cloned site, or that site which is very similar to, a legit site, it exists only for a small time. And now when you want to investigate, there's nothing left because it's gone.
It's almost like thin air, right?
Yes,
it did not even exist. And that's why people say that when you're going through it, take as many screenshots as possible, right? Collect all the evidences very early on. So even if that happens, you have some information with you that you can showcase as evidences.
Right.
So I'll go back to Typosquatting. So festive season, like I said, so many different websites. You're finding the best of offers. You're getting it now. A lot of these Amazon, Flipkarts of the world, they will have someone saying flip CART instead of KART, right? These very little tiny changes is what we call Typosquatting in something. So
in Hindi.
Yeah. In
Hindi में Typosquatting कहते हैं.
Hindi में Typosquatting कहते हैं. Very nice. So very interestingly, earlier this week, one of the big companies, and I was telling him earlier that. One of the companies ran a cybersecurity campaign internally where they said, click on this link for Diwali gift, company-wide, okay? Now, a lot of employees clicked on it.
Oh goodness, and lost their jobs.
No. Then they did not get any gift. They were led to cybersecurity training and awareness. And they had to complete it before Diwali.
So anybody not volunteering, please take this gift.
It was so funny because there were these comments saying, it happened in my company, but I did not even click the link, but now I'm supposed to sit and complete this training because of some people.
लिफ्ट के पास में आप खड़े हो जाइए, यहाँ पे 2 घंटे बाद जाइए घर.
Actually नहीं, सोशल मीडिया का है, बहुत फोमो हो रहा है. I'll tell you what, कि ये आजकल कंपनीज आके ट्रॉली दे रही हैं, ये दे रही है, वो दे रही है, and then it's like the views on those videos
हमारी कंपनी को बताओ ना करने के लिए.
And reels are 100,000, 200,000, million. It is reaching there. मतलब ये कंपनीज जो ट्रॉली दे रही हैं, कूलर का कुछ दे रही है, एंड देन आई रिमेंबर सेंडिंग इट टू माई बॉस कि लाइक मिठाई भी नहीं मिली है, क्या है ये, बट दी अदर कंपनी. सो द फोमो, राइट, कि नहीं you want to think the best of your company. So maybe people just click the link saying यार शायद gift card हो,
थोड़ा हमारी कंपनी को
कुछ हो. But imagine, you getting so excited saying, hey, company send Diwali card, and then you are let to
तो हमारे
training.
प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ होता ही नहीं.
नहीं, because you have low expectations. Do you actually end up buying things celebrities or people that you look up to promote?
I'm poor. I told you that I don't buy, and I also don't get any packets at home. So I'm that way quite safe from scammers, But even when I'm not buying, nowadays you get calls when somebody is saying that I have reached your home and somebody has sent a gift for you.
Yeah.
And they're asking me for OTPs.
Yeah. Oh my God, I am so fancy, rich and popular that I get gifts that I'm not even sure of. Oh my God. First world problems, I must tell you.
It must be charity for poor people. People must be sending.
The charities I don't mind receiving. Yeah. Well, so there were a lot of videos during, of course, a festive season, a lot of celebrities promoting XYZ. Now, they're not necessarily the ones promoting. Of course, they promote a lot of things that they don't believe in. But apart from that, these fake websites, and it's to make one thing look legitimate, right? And make it much more authentic. A lot of people now are using deepfake videos of these celebrities, voice cloning of these celebrities, promoting the products that are there on their websites or applications that they are trying to sell. So do not just believe anything a celebrity says in general, but also be very cognizant.
Says a celebrity. Don't believe her. But next time you see an ad on her.
I am very, very cognizant of what I sell, by the way. So, but it's very important for people to realize that just because a celebrity is promoting a particular product in a very fishy, sketchy application or their website doesn't necessarily mean it's real.
It can also look legit, right?
Yeah.
And the best thing is today that for voice cloning, you can just use 3 seconds of somebody's voice.
Yeah.
3 seconds of somebody's voice, and the voice can be cloned.
Yeah.
Like next time we can run, a whole podcast without you being present. Right? Aram karo,
AI
yaar.
is really replacing, but I think I'm far from it. Okay.
So voice cloning, and see, when you had deepfakes, there was a problem of voice. Now that problem has also been solved. They can also lip sync. The cloned voice.
I ended up attending one of the consulate events, and it was a very closed door event, and we were about 8 people, and there were multiple influencers of different kinds, right? They were, one was promoting health and lifestyle, the another one was technology, like different niche. And one of the topics was, how are we leveraging AI? And they mentioned that even when they're selling a product or they're pitching a product, they are actively, including podcasts by the way, they're actively looking at not just someone AI creating scripts for them, but also voice cloning and images and videos, which is very scary because
means they are doing it, or
they're actively working towards. And they showed couple of videos where they were promoting one of the products, and it was not really them. They were sitting at home, but they had shot the other bits and pieces, and they were just lip syncing.
So they were licensing their
absolutely
likeness. In fact, there's a court case also where some celebrities have gone to court and said that their likeness, their voice,
Anil Kapoor is one of them.
Their
isn't
image,
it?
Cannot be used.
Cannot be
used, and it's very appropriate that nobody should be able to use your identity.
But isn't it scary, the influencers and people who are there on social media are trying to do that? Because I'll tell you, now there is a term where people can lend their face. For example, they don't necessarily have to go to a particular ad shoot or anything. Their faces can be used for print ads. And they're just changing their faces, like the clothing or whatever. But they have literally just, it's like face on rent. But it's so scary. Imagine that face going so many places, and it's not like you can stop it either way. So they might as well getting paid for it. But it is honestly very scary that
so what should somebody do? Like, let's say next time I see some celebrity endorsing some housing scheme or some expensive product, what should I do?
I think first see where is this ad coming up, right? Facebook runs a lot of ads, and they don't check where these ads are coming from, right? From Nirmala Tai to everyone's on Facebook selling something, which is not really true. So it's very important to realize where are you seeing these ads, right? Because these are paid. You are the consumer. You are literally the consumer, and you're being sold. It's not like a ad is popping up just because, but it's very targeted campaign.
See, legit ads are a separate thing, where you say that influencers and celebrities are even lending their likeness or their identity or their face or their voice. That is okay. That may be kind of an appropriate business. But where scamsters are taking celebrities to, let's say, announce Diwali Dhamaka, some bonanza scheme or something like that, or some flash sale,
big billion days, Amazon sale,
like
everything,
that. So how does one differentiate there? And what's the take home for the audience?
Remember we spoke about Typosquatting, right? And it goes back to the fact that where is this ad coming from? Because the moment an ad is run, let's say a Myntra is running an ad, you can see that they have a social media presence with a business account. Okay. And you can check the legitimacy of that instead of someone running and a lot. I face this all the time, right? I do these sari brands, and I see same video is being used and run ads on. I've actually sent legal notices to the brand saying you cannot use the video. One, the sari is not yours. Second, I have not I'm not the one who's endorsed it. Absolutely not. So you're not only selling a wrong product, but you're also using my face. If tomorrow something happens, who's responsible for it? Literally, it happens every week. I get one of the ads, someone's running my video. It's not even deepfake. Someone is using the same exact video of the brand that I have done, but another brand he's so tiny in nature.
Problems of poor people.
I know, but you know what? And these are very small brands, I'll tell you what, but they are selling it at the cheaper cost, and they are also their account creation, and you can see on Instagram when was the account created. You can see the account was created few months back. So that way you just have to dig in a little before you invest,
but
before
that's for
you spend
celebrities
time.
Where somebody is misusing.
No, as a consumer as well. Let's say my mom got this Facebook marketplace, right? And parents, there is something for 1 rupee, 5 rupee, 10 rupee, okay? And then she found this tailor machine, like a proper machine, right? Sewing machine. And she was like, I want to get it. So she booked that. वो पुराना जो sewing machine होता है ना, वो marketplace से कुछ 2000 का था. And she was like, okay, that is usually comes at 10-15,000. And she booked it. शी पेड फॉर इट ऑनलाइन. वो घर पे ना प्लास्टिक का स्विंग मशीन आया इतना सा, लिटरली इतना सा है वो. एंड माई मॉम वाज लाइक बट आई हैड कॉल्ड फॉर वो पुराना टेलर वाला जैसा.
स्कैमस्टर्स को मदद करने की काफी खानदानी आदत लग रही है.
Mom, can you see it what Brijesh is saying?
I'm just helping.
Okay, let her call you today, okay? You talk to her. But I'll tell you what, it's so मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि मशीन नहीं आई लेकिन उसका नकली आई. बट वो 2000 तो चले गए ना. The thing is कि it's just realizing. And honestly, imagine me facing as a person who's in cybersecurity to inform their parents. I can't imagine people who are so busy out there. They need to sit down with their parents and have a conversation about it, right?
That's the most important take home, that please sit with your parents, have this conversation, especially during the time of Diwali when it's, everybody's happy.
हाँ कि वो टाई के बच्चे के लिए कुछ ले लेते हैं, इनके लिए कुछ ले लेते हैं, ये देखो कितना सस्ता है, यहाँ ले लेते हैं. नहीं. और I'll tell you, same like because this experience we've had with Facebook Marketplace, my dad was finding something on naturopathy, this thing, and then he found something really cheap on Facebook, and we had to make him sit down and say this is not true, do not do this. He was very unhappy about it. He thought उनके बच्चे उनको समझते ही नहीं है, समझना ही नहीं चाहते, उनकी खुशी ही नहीं चाहते.
AI को समझता है. हाँ. So if you are browsing something, there is an algorithm which is sitting and watching what you are searching for, what you're looking for, right? And then it is going to serve you that appropriate thing. Sometimes this data is also with scamsters. So they would feed you exactly what you're looking for. And let's say it's a festive season, they're giving you festive things. Let's say if you're traveling, then they know that you're traveling, and then they would offer you, let's say, cheap hotel, discounted travel and things like that. Now, it's very easy to fall for this because it is so contextual. Second thing which people do is that, let's say, they understand that you're looking for certain gifts for somebody. They would say that, okay, this is something which is free. You only have to pay GST.
Oh, yes. So not just that, right? This happened in Sikandrabad, by the way. This lady was said that she's getting iPhone 17. Okay. And all she has to do is pay the GST. It started with few thousands, went up to 10,000+. Of course, she didn't get the iPhone, nor did she get the money back. But this GST thing is very real, saying, hey, you've won this. And even the watches, right? A lot of these brands that comes up, they're saying, ki, you know what, we pay only GST.
Right.
Okay, and the GST is in thousands. And of course, you're not going to get the product. You're not going to get anything out of it. Even the second thing is, a lot of malls during Diwali and festivals are selling the dream of, hey, shop for this much, come and try the lucky draw and you'll get iPhone.
Right.
You know, and this iPhone 17, after the launch, of course, everyone's talking about it. But I see a lot of malls also running this, that the moment you've continued shopping, you've completed the shopping, come give us the bill, show us the bill, and then we will give you a code or this, and then you apply. Now, what people don't realize is while it is a campaign, I have not heard one person winning any of these products, by the way, in my lifetime. I can tell you, not one person has received a phone.
Right.
Not even a Nokia phone, let alone an iPhone. Okay. And second, when you're going there, you're actually giving your data, PIL, right?
Yes.
You're actually giving them your phone number and everything. And then what happens next? You get a call from Mahindra saying, hey, country club, you and your family, your
and you don't even know whether it's Mahindra or not, right?
Yeah. Your +1 is invited here, and you know, all you have to pay is GST and come and this. So you're not only that you're giving your data to sell, okay, but also with the hope that, you know what, you will win something. The click and bait is so real.
Yes.
Everyone wants to win and wants to have the feeling, but I can tell you, 0 people in अगर एक मॉल में दिन में 1000 लोग जाते हैं, आज सैटरडे संडे तो मतलब आप 5 से 1000 मान के चलो कि जा रहे हैं शॉपिंग करने. Imagine the kind of data they will have.
Yeah.
It's really sad, the kind of data, the GST rebates saying, you know, you will get this and you will not. You're not only losing and you're getting, your data is being sold, but also the fact is that you are giving the scammer a chance to come and scam you. Like, you're literally knocking their door saying, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, can you come?
Everything starts with your identity, your profile and your choices.
Absolutely. So tell me, there are so many things that are wrong in this world, and scammers are getting so proactive. The threat actors in the world has only increasing day by day. Their profiles, the number of profiles they have is only increasing day by day. Absolutely. And they're getting very sophisticated. They are more personalized than any guy I have ever dated. I can tell you this. Like, they know what kind of flowers I like. So it is really scary. And
that's why they're always listening to you.
Maybe that's the click and bait for me.
Yeah,
Get me
sometimes.
flowers, maybe I will give you OTP. Okay,
Yeah.
so tell me now, there are a lot of things wrong in the world, but जैसे कहा जाता है, every wrong has a good. Okay, there's always a way. So let's talk about some of the things that you, me, our parents, our friends can actually do to come out of this situation. So
First of all, what we'll do, we'll run a contest, and anybody who can guess you your favorite flowers will get an OTP.
I think if they go on my Instagram, they'll know which flowers I like, to be fair. So
ये देखो Instagram को भी plug किया जा रहा है. This is, I object against this.
Hey brands, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So couple of things that I believe you can do, and please add on to it. One is, I have, and not just locking my Instagram so that my parents don't open it, but also Google Pay and all these HDFCs or any banking application, transaction application is now locked, right? And I've done that, enabled that for my mom as well, that you have to realize that there is a UPI pin, and there should be a pin that either is only like you entering the pin or your Face ID, so that you don't just go and like no
So
one can
basically,
just
you're
open
saying
it.
that apart from your phone locks, which people should enable by default, apart from your phone locks in let's say iOS, you have face recognition, and in various other Android devices you have fingerprint and other things. So apart from this PIN or biometric lock, you should lock the apps separately.
Yes.
So the payment
absolutely.
apps should be locked separately.
Yeah.
So that every time when you want to use them, you need to. So it becomes like a two-factor.
Yeah. A lot of young people back in the day would hide either photos or lock photos app, or there was separate app that they will store separate photos. Please do the same thing for your mobile application that actually sends and receives money. Very, very important. Photos are fine. Parents should not know, but this is also very, very important.
Your parents are not listening to our podcast. They are not RTG.
Okay. Second is, जब मैं गाड़ी चलाती हूँ, तो of course one of the things that, and that's probably because I started driving, but the notification bars, right? OTP, see, one is automatically when you're on the app and it asks for OTP and then it shows up कि हाँ ये OTP है. But also when you're sitting in like a group or whatever and the OTP is popping up and one can see the OTP.
Yes.
Like imagine you're scamming me and my phone's right here and you can see all the OTPs.
Yes.
Isn't it scary?
Yeah. So I think there are ways to disable the OTP on the notification bar, both in Android and iOS. You can go into the settings. And
I don't think it's separate for OTPs. It's notification in general.
Notifications,
isn't it?
you can say transaction notifications. You can go and say that don't show preview in iOS, and you can also get into settings of Android and say disable this thing on notifications on the bar, so that when your phone is locked, your OTP is not flashing.
Right. Perfect.
Sometimes what happens is that you've gone to get your coffee and there's a notification which somebody can see.
Yeah.
Right? The scammer can be around and would have sent you something. And
absolutely. And you know what? Imagine you're entering, and this happens very much in the real estate world, right? I'm going and seeing, let's say, Godrej, Hiranandani, whatever property. I'm entering, they need certain details, they're putting it, and then they're asking for OTP. In half an hour, and this is what I was discussing with one of my colleagues, in half an hour, you start getting calls from different real estate agents, different I'm going to Godrej.
So you feel that the data is being sold.
Absolutely. And in half an hour, imagine, but if it's very interesting. So I was talking about this. It's okay, let's say I don't want to give my information.
They won't allow you.
No, I choose not to give my information. It's fine. When you're entering your car has your car number. They're going on Vahan app.
Yes.
Okay, and they're getting your details there. Your phone number there, your contact. So even when you're entering a real estate place today or entering a mall, when there is Park Plus, right? Your details are in there.
Right.
Imagine you're getting the data via someone's getting your data.
Goodness.
Even when you don't go and say, here, this is my name, this is my contact number, you're not even saying that. You're just entering with your car.
The world is becoming more and more dystopian. This is like in China, they have a social rating score. So
it's like a Black Mirror episode.
Every time you commit a mistake, कुछ number काट लेते हैं. बहुत number कट गए अगली बार तो you don't get to board the train or the plane. यहाँ उल्टा हो रहा है, यहाँ scamster वो काम कर लेता है.
But imagine the correlation from one to the other of how much data is out there of yours.
True. I think the Data Protection Act, and once the rules are fully implemented, is going to be a great bulwark against this. For example, whenever somebody is taking my Aadhaar anywhere, I ask them, what are you going to do with this? Are you an authority enabled by Aadhaar? Because it requires somebody to be an authority enabled under Aadhaar to take my Aadhaar verification. कहीं चले जाइए, people are asking कि आप अपना आधार दे दीजिए. What are you doing with this? How are you storing this data? When are you going to delete this data? What use you are going to put this data? Are you going to share this with somebody or not? You should ask these questions.
But I'll tell you what, when you save your cards also, one of the things that you were mentioning about autofilling, can you talk about that?
Yeah, so generally what happens is that if you are, let's say, doing a transaction on a browser, especially a desktop browser, then the browser has a tendency to save. And sometimes it sends you a pop-up to save this information and you save that. Then it is saved in, and sometimes the browser security is not proper in the sense that it may be saved in plain text. It may not be saved in an encrypted manner. Now, with a little technical means, somebody can get access to this. Also, next time you go somewhere, it starts to autofill. So it looks like very easy thing. Sometimes you have to fill your address and phone number, and then you don't want to type out, all those places where you live like 300 kilometers away and it takes like 2 days to reach. But then to make it easy, it's ergonomic.
Yeah.
However, sometimes when you put financial information, it is stored on your browser. And if it is autofilling, you're making the job of the scamster very, very easy. Because he can just prompt you out to autofill and take this information, do the transaction on your behalf, hijacking your identity. So best is not to, store your credentials on the browser, especially if you're doing any transactions on a machine which is not yours, an office machine or a machine which somebody else has access to.
Right.
Or let's say you're in an airport and you have this sudden great urgency to purchase something online, like most people,
And you're on airport's Wi-Fi.
Right, on the airport Wi-Fi, yes.
Imagine. Just out curiosity, right? Diwali is here, everyone's happy. I'm sure so are you. But
and the scamsters.
And the scamsters. Tell me, do you have credit card?
This is PII. I refuse to share it.
So
whether I have a credit card, I don't have credit.
I'll tell you why I'm asking this. One is, have you set the limit on your credit card? On the tap limit, on the debit limit or anything?
ऐसा नहीं है किधर से limit करेगा?
But credit card के लिए पैसा अभी तोड़ना चाहिए होता है तो next month चाहिए होता है ना तो.
Right.
Do you have it?
Yeah, so limit है.
Tap का limit क्या होगा?
I don't use tap.
Damn it. Just when I was going to take that away. Well. Okay, but you know what? It's very important. One, a lot of now these technologies, people are wearing ring and you can tap and pay. And so many other places
when you go to foreign countries, your
Apple Pay, right? Apple Pay.
enabled.
And if you're using tap and pay, that's fine. But set the limitation where it will not hurt your pocket, right? Even if it's stolen or if you've kept your wallet somewhere or anything, because tap does not really require authentication.
Yeah.
So it's very important for you to set that bar.
Small thing also. In many countries, people are carrying these readers. So if you are carrying your card in your pocket, they can just touch the reader there and read it remotely. There's a protection for that. You get a card like a credit card, which is a blocker. So if you put that, then nobody would be able to,
Do you get
tap
it in India?
Yeah, you get it.
Really?
You get it in India.
Okay.
So it's called a blocker.
Is that what you have so that I can't steal?
I do actually have a blocker with me.
I thought you did not have credit card. Well.
I just have a blocker, no credit cards.
See?
Fool the scammer.
See? Okay. So you mentioned something about application side loading, right? Talk about that because, see, everyone says iOS is the safest and then Play Store has its own mechanism of Google Play Protect, I think.
Yes.
Right? So what's the side loading? What happens? And I think this goes back to our earlier conversation that not all the websites and domains and applications are legit.
Yes.
So it's very important to notice where you're downloading, how you're downloading, etc. So can you just talk about that?
So generally when a scammer is trying to scam you, either they will ask you to, log in into something, put a PIN, share an OTP, or then sometimes they will ask you to install an app, which is generally an AnyDesk or remote access application. Then they can do transactions on your behalf from your phone. They can make phone calls, they have full access to your phone, they can get your credentials, your photos, which you have, stored separately, and other things. Now, thing is that by default in Android, there is something called Pray Protect, which is on, which does not allow
on all
you
the Android devices.
on that. And iOS is a walled garden. It does not allow you basically until unless you are very experimental. You jailbreak the phone to install apps from outside. But apps from outside the Play Store or the App Store, they require an effort to be installed. So you have to go and actually disable, installing apps from unknown sources is disabled. You have to go and enable if you want to do something called sideloading. Sideloading is basically an APK file, right? An app file which has been sent to you separately by a WhatsApp, by a link, or you have got it on a website, or on Telegram, SMS, howsoever, or through a link. So your phone generally does not allow you because your phone knows that this can be unsafe, and this is an unsafe practice which the phone is not allowing. But sometimes the scammers will ask you to go and disable that. So that is a huge red flag. Somebody is asking you to go and disable that setting and allow untrusted and unknown apps to be installed. That is the first red flag. That app may be named anything, right?
Right. And it's very important that these apps are not necessarily like a Google Pay or equivalent, right? It's not necessarily that. Sometimes when people want to, do not want to pay Netflix subscription, Amazon subscription, they're downloading a particular application which is not a part of the Play Store, and you have to disable this, and then or you remember there used to be torrent. I mean, it's still very much there, but it's like that, but an app, but a version where all the episodes, all the series
Pirated
are aggregated,
shows, yes.
aggregated in one single application, and you don't pay for it, right? Which is very scary because again, you're not really realizing what is it downloading on your app, because you don't want to pay the subscription fee, but you are also causing a lot more harm to the kind of data that's available on your phone just because.
Sure.
Okay, so let's say अब ठीक है, आई हैव प्रोटेक्टेड, अब मैंने ये सब कुछ कर लिया, बोल दिया, सुन लिया, ओके, हमने जो बोला मैन वर्सेस स्कैम में, लोगों ने सुन लिया. लेट्स से किसी ने एपिसोड नहीं देखा और दे आर अ विक्टिम, व्हाट शुड दे डू? अगर मैंने एक लिंक को क्लिक कर दिया, ओके, व्हाट कैन दे डू इमीडिएटली?
See, if you regain your senses and you understand
come out of that emotional trauma to what just happened.
Come out of that emotional trauma that you have clicked the link, get to your bearings, understand that you have clicked the link which may be right now installing something. Immediately go on the airplane mode, because पीछे कुछ हो रहा होगा, पीछे it may be installing, पीछे it may be trying to send information. Go on the airplane mode, disable all data, in the sense that mobile data से लेके सारी चीज़ें, वाईफाई सब कुछ disable it immediately, so that your phone is not making any transactions. Then keep an eye on your bank statement, that has something been deducted or not. If you have installed something, if you have accidentally installed something, go and uninstall that immediately. If you have any kind of scanner, Bitdefender or anything, scan your phone soon. If you have shared login credentials, go and change your password. Go and change your UPI pins. Go and change your banking credentials immediately.
But tell me, ये सब करने के लिए अगर मुझे credential change करने, मुझे online तो जाना पड़ेगा ना?
You can go from a different device.
different device.
Phone तो बंद कर दिया आपने.
Just wanted to clear that.
क्योंकि compromised device तो phone है आपका.
हाँ, तो वो flight mode पर ही होना चाहिए. I think the biggest turn off for a scammer is disconnecting. It's the biggest blow off for them.
True.
It's very scary, and it is relevant for any scam, right? Digital arrest से लेकर something else.
True.
It's very, very important कि you first disconnect.
That's a very important thing you're saying. And in fact, even for digital arrest, एक बार disconnect तो कर दो. Just disconnect. Say that my internet went off, right? Pause, disconnect, and if you require, verify immediately. So, but if you have installed something, put it on flight mode, immediately uninstall. Also, if you feel that your money may be going, call 1930.
Yeah.
1930. Call them immediately. It's the National Cyber Crime Helpline. They would stop the flight of money. They would freeze all accounts from where money would be flowing out. There's also a portal, cybercrime.gov.in. cybercrime.gov.in, where you can online report. And if you have taken any screenshots or any evidence, you can put there. And the law enforcement would get into action, immediately trying to find out who is the scamster, what is the infra they are using, what are the connected numbers, wherein this money is going to wallets or apps, and this whole criminal kill chain would be exposed. And there are people who are like working overnight for this. So basically disconnect. If you have installed anything, uninstall, clean your phone, change your numbers. If you suspect that money may be going, call up your bank, freeze your account for that particular time, change your UPI PIN, change your passwords, enable two-factor. Enable two-factor immediately, which will again, save you from these kind of things. And if you have been scammed, don't be shy to report. Sometimes, there's a lot of guilt. And sometimes you feel that, I was also in some way, the scamsters give you a feeling that you were involved in this. So there's a
the looking to be stupid is much more.
Is much more. So please don't do that. Go and report. And on cybercrime.gov.in, you can also, anonymously report. So reporting is essential, and reporting in golden hour is essential, because the flight of money can be stopped. Because once the money is gone, it's very, very difficult to take it back.
Right. So if I were you, from a prioritization standpoint, first, I will disconnect. I will put my phone on the flight mode. Second, I will give a call to 1930 and report it on the website. Third, this could be second or third, right? Call the bank, freeze the account.
Yes.
And then you go ahead. Once it is freezed and everything, then you do the authentication, clear your browsing history. If required, do the factory reset, do all of that. But these three are very, very important.
Factory reset thing is, if you have installed something and you, even after uninstalling, you feel that, because sometimes it has something called persistence.
Right.
That even if after you uninstall, it may be actually running on your phone.
So there are different kind of malwares, right?
Different kind of malware.
There are kind of malwares that will pick up the information and run. The second is that would be persistent and they would stay. So even if you change your password, they can still see it.
Yes.
They can still see the new passwords.
Yes.
So that's why factory reset is very, very important.
In that case, you may have to do a factory reset.
Got it.
If you still feel that, if you suspect that there's something persistent on your phone, which is still reading, or your phone is getting heated up, or you see unusual signs.
You see that sometimes, the video is also on, so you can see the green light, yellow light near the camera
that
also.
May be, okay, sometimes when your camera is starting without your consent.
Yeah, without.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah. That happens.
So that may be malware, or that may be some app which is trying to take access of your camera. In such cases, if you feel it's essential, you may need to go for the extreme measure of factory reset. You may lose some data, but
it's worth it. I think sometimes
money
it's
is more
worth
important right now.
Absolutely. Not just money, like so much. Phone has literally your life history, right?
Indeed.
Right from your financials to your personal information to everything, your personal photos, everything's out there. So it could be very scary. And what they do is, and I think you and I have covered this in several places, they use emotions and urgency quite a bit.
Authority.
Right? They would go ahead and they will either tell you that they're going to leak your photos, or they're going to do something, they're going to send it to your friends, families.
Yes.
The guilt is so much that they create around it. Imagine how sophisticated they've become over the period. So in short, we know what, if it happens, if you're in a situation, there is no place to be guilty at the moment. Just spend next 10-15 minutes taking these actions for you to actually prevent yourself from a larger loss.
And thank us on Man vs. Scam.
And write good comments.
Trying to save you from scammers this Diwali.
And all the festive season until Christmas, please be safe. Shop a lot more. And send me if you find anything interesting.
And don't give her your OTPs.